So I just turned on record because I did have a few families who asked me to record because they weren't able to join us. So just so everyone is aware, I am recording. For those of you who haven't had a chance to, please make sure you scan that QR code. There's a couple things EFOs let me know, just makes it easier for them when it comes to communicating back out if everybody's gone through the RSVP process. So please make sure you do that. And then the other thing we ask is just that you hold the questions till the end. That way we have the opportunity to get all the information out there. I know some of you are kind of tight on time, so I want to get through this, make sure you have that info. And if you do have any questions that we don't answer by the end, we're more than happy to stay back and do that. I want to start by introducing a couple of people. First of all, I'm Diana Dolan. I'm the program coordinator for ExCEL. I've been working with Mr. Klapka, who used to be part of the program, to help bring this opportunity back to our students. I also have with me two individuals from EF, which is the tour company that we'll be using for this. I have Miss Natasha and Mr. Gary with us. You guys want to say hi? All right.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm Natasha. I'm a tour consultant at EF Explore America. I've been happily working with Mr. Klapka and Ms. Dolan on this exciting trip. And so we're happy to have everybody join us today.
Just briefly, my name is Gary McLinn. I manage a tour consultant team at EF, and I'm here to just provide a little extra support and be part of the Q&A at the end.
All right. So I'm going to go through some just general information with everybody, and then I'm going to turn things over to Natasha, who's going to go through some details about the financial piece of the trip. Then we'll, like I said, take time at the end to answer any questions that you have about this opportunity. So as we get started, again, hi, I'm Dinah Dolan. I will be joining you guys on this exciting adventure. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Largo. I'm one of the magnet coordinators. It's interesting that my first travel experience was actually to Florida. I'm from a small town in Louisiana, and I had family over here, which let me come get on an airplane with my brother at 7 years old and take my first trek across the country with just the two of us. I'm super excited for this opportunity. Everything that was explained to me about how it used to run made me feel like this was a phenomenal opportunity for our kids. Anytime we can take the things that we do here on campus and get them out in the real world and really experiencing those things, to me, that's part of what makes school amazing and really makes those learning experiences stick, is when they get to see them and use them and do something out in the environment instead of just behind those classroom walls.
You can sit in between me and Daddy. Daddy, come sit down.
So this is a 5-day trip to both New York and Boston, and it is a STEM discovery trip. So that it's focused on that science, technology, engineering, and math that so many of our kids have such a great interest in. Today we're going to talk about EF, the tour company we're working with, what the dates and timeline looks like for the trip, the things that you'll see on the trip, what to expect before, during, and after our tour, things that are of great benefit for them once that tour has passed, and then all of the specifics related to getting signed up. So EF Explore America is a company that's been around for a while. I heard about them because it's a company that our school has used a few times in the past, and every single person that I know that's worked with the company.
Sorry, Ms. Dolan. I just wanted to put out a reminder to everybody, remember to mute your microphone so we can hear the rest of the information. Thank you.
How do you mute the microphone?
There's a button on there that just has a little mute. Let me see if I can. No.
Yeah, it should look like a little microphone.
Yeah.
There you go.
So as I said, EF is a company that our schools used before. Some of the teachers that are in the two programs have mentioned that their own children have been on EF tours. They've been on EF tours, and it's just a very well-rated, well-loved company, and we felt that they would make great partners. And just working with them in setting up through today, some of the things that they've been able to do for us, I have every expectation that they will be a wonderful partner. And in fact, I was in DC over spring break very recently, and there were 2 groups of EF tours, and everybody seemed like it was just a well-run group, and everybody was having a great time. So our travel window is over spring break. So the dates of our travel are while the students are already scheduled to be off between March 15th and March 23rd. We will be traveling for 5 days over that span, so your children will not miss any school by joining us on the trip. We chose those dates intentionally. We know how important their education is to them, and even though this is educational, we don't want them to miss any class time for it. They will give us the specific 5 dates in that window a little bit closer to the time. It'll be within 90 days. They'll give us the actual dates, but as long as you guys know, it's between March 15th and March 23rd. So that's the Saturday that starts spring break through the Sunday that ends spring break of next school year. So these are the items that we'll be going through on our trip. Obviously, we'll all fly to DC and meet our tour director, who's going to be with us the whole time. We'll have some time where we'll focus on the architecture of the city of New York. We'll spend some time doing a STEM workshop in New York City and take a walking tour of the financial district. We'll have an opportunity to attend a Broadway show as a part of our trip. They will get to do a coding workshop and visit MIT while we're there and get a guided tour of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They'll get more than one opportunity to participate in some STEM workshops. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are part of the tour. They'll get to go on a duck boat tour and do kind of a puzzle solving opportunity while in Boston as well. So it'll be part of the time in New York and part of the time in Boston. But what you see on your screen right now are the items that are going to be included in that trip for them. So before we go on our tour, once you've enrolled, everything's taken care of. The meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all included. The flights, the hotels, everything that's involved with the tour is all included in the one price. So once you're signed up, all of those bits and pieces kind of handle themselves. There's no going and picking and choosing and figuring out how much money for this, that, or the other. It's all kind of built into one thing. They do have travel support specialists for you and your children. So if you have questions about anything, if you're you need to ask them about anything financial, they have people specifically to support you for that. And then once you enroll, you'll also gain access to your own travel page where you can look at all the bits and pieces. You can see what's on the tour. You can see where all will be going, and let us know anything that you need to let us know along the way, as well as with EF. They do also offer some scholarships through the EF company. So every year they award $50,000 worth of needs-based scholarships. So if that's you and your child and you're still interested in going, they do have some scholarship opportunities for you that they'll be more than happy to provide you more information about as well. So once we get there, we will have a tour director that will be with us the entire time that we're on our trip. They'll meet us at the airport and they'll get us all the way back to the airport on our way home. They're with us 24/7 and can offer a great deal of information about where we're going and what we're doing, because they give these tours all the time. And they've worked with all kinds of different kiddos along the way. One of the things that I really liked about this particular travel company when we were looking into the best way to go about this trip is the fact that they do also offer security. There will be security professionals in the hallway overnight because we'll have areas of whatever hotels we stay in and will be booked off and roped off for us. And they will have their own people in the hallway, just making sure that everybody is safe and secure overnight and there's no concerns about anybody being somewhere or around people that they should not be around, which made me feel really good about it. And then there will also be some of those that some of those of us who work here on the trip as well. I personally will be going with everybody, and we have several teachers who are going with us as well. They'll be designing some lessons and things to continue to engage your children in the work that we're doing and what they're learning and growing with along the way. So they will have people that they know along with them on this trip.
While you're switching slides there, just a quick reminder, folks, please, please, please double check and make sure that you're on mute. If you're not, we can hear what's going on and it's very distracting. Thank you.
All right, so, like I said, there's a few different bits and pieces about working with this particular company that we liked. One of the things on this slide I'd like to highlight is that students do have an opportunity to earn either high school or college credit as a part of the tour. Once they get back from the tour, there's some work that they can do online with Southern New Hampshire University and get them 3 college credits towards their college degree just for going on a week and then spending a little bit of time doing a little bit more after the trip. And that to me was very exciting because I know that's a big push with our kiddos. They can actually, there's support on there for them to use this experience to help write that college essay as well, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then they do have a very interesting app that your kiddos can get for the trip. It's called Till. It comes with a debit card that's specific to the trip. Every person who signs up for it will have access to that. You can pay attention to what they're spending money on, where they're spending that money. And then instead of sending them with cash or with their personal debit card, there's a debit card specific to them that comes with its own app for this trip that they get to keep afterward and can continue using if they'd like. You can also put more money on there if you so choose as a result of them being signed up for this. So these are just some of the reasons why we really want to do this with your kids, is just providing them with that opportunity to learn outside of the classroom, understand more about the world around them, and get some experiences that we can't offer here at Largo High School that just kind of improves what they get from us being part of the magnets here on our campus. So just some things to think about. What would your child be most excited for? Is it the flying on the plane? Is it the visiting the market? Is it going to that Broadway show or participating in a STEM workshop on MIT's campus? There's lots of exciting aspects to this trip. So I'm going to go ahead and pass things over to Natasha so that she can guide you through some of the more nitty-gritty pieces of this.
Yes, thank you so much. And hi, everyone. Just to introduce myself again, in case you joined us a little late, I'm Natasha. I am EF's, a tour consultant at EF, and I've been working with Diana and Mr. Klapka to put this trip together. So I'm happy to jump into some more details of the trip, how it works and how we put it all together. Like Diana said, we'll take your questions at the end. And because we're also being mindful of your time, if we run out of time for questions, no worries. There is traveler support that is available. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And you can also email your questions to Diana and we'll answer them together. So moving on here to talk about our protection plans. So in the cost of the trip, you have travel protection that's already built into it. And that takes care of things like flight delays, any interruptions on tour, lost baggage, property damage. And there are also covered reasons for cancellations for you to receive the maximum refund available. And those are things like illness and accident on the day of travel, if there's death in the family, things like military service. So all of those would be covered reasons that you can cancel and receive a refund. And like I said, that's already included in the cost of the trip. If you wanted to upgrade, there is an upgrade option that's available to you. It includes everything that I already mentioned, the flight delay coverage, the baggage, and what it adds is cancellation for any reason up to the day of departure. So this is a great option to have, if you have anything that you could anticipate coming up before the date of travel, you have the option to upgrade if you would like. Otherwise, the included travel protection plan is also great for you. Next, we can talk about everything that is included. So, Mrs. Dolan already gave us insight that meals are included. So just to know more, your airfare, your round trip flights are on major airlines are already included. The tour director that's with you 24/7 to guide the group and your children throughout the trip. All the hotels that you'll be staying at are also included. We have a student to chaperone ratio, which means that for every 10 students, there is a chaperone that will be with your group to provide extra security. The meals that are included, tips and gratuities as well. There's nothing extra that you need to be worried about. And the professional overnight security, which Mrs. Dolan already touched on, they are in the halls, making sure that your kids are safe on tour. You have the high school and college credit opportunities, the Till debit card and app, which is really cool. Diana already mentioned some things about it. It is a really safe and easy way to go cashless on tour. You don't have to worry about your children losing cash, losing a debit card. If anything were to happen, it gets replaced. You can follow it with an app and they get to keep it as a souvenir. Oh, well, we lost the slide. Just a second for that to come back. There we are. Okay, perfect. All the transportation that we do on tour is also included, guided tours, and this has the added benefit of traveling with EF. We often get special permissions to skip lines, working, traveling with groups, and all those activities, entrances are included. Our local guides that are experts in the area, the 24-hour emergency assistance that we touched on. There is also illness and accident coverage to cover anything that were to happen on tour. And our traveler support team, and this is going to be really important for you as parents and guardians. Anything that you have any questions about, even before enrolling, if there are some questions that you have, and they're there to support you before, during, and after tour, so they can take care of any concerns about payments, your accounts, even what ifs, if you have additional questions about traveling, your child traveling. The gratuities that I mentioned and the personalized giving page, all of this is already included, and some fun EF travel gear. I always love that. Your student will receive an EF backpack and lanyard and some great swag they can travel with, so that's some fun too.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay, so let's talk about payments. We do this, we try to offer the simplest options for you. So we'll start with our automatic payments. You have the option to do a bi-weekly payment, and that means 20 payments of 126 after a $95 deposit. There's also a monthly automatic payment option, which is 10 payments of 251, and this is also after a $95 deposit. And then you could also pay in full. So that full amount is $2,599. This already includes the deposit. And these three options that I've just mentioned are also makes you eligible to enroll risk-free. And so what that means is from the date that you enroll, you have 14 days to cancel for whatever reason and receive a full refund. So that means if you enroll tonight, you enroll tomorrow, and you realize within those 14 days that your cousin has a wedding the same weekend, you can call into our traveler support, get a full refund, and that is the risk-free enrollment that we offer. We also have a manual payment option. This is just to set up some larger specific installment. And that one doesn't have the risk-free enrollment option. And I think we had some mics still open.
Yeah, we're hearing a dog barking. Can we get that mic muted, please?
All right, and so those manual options, yes, are in larger, less frequent installments, and those don't make you eligible for risk-free. Okay, and so how does this work? We have our enrollment deadline that is going to be the following Friday. So this is next Friday, May 10th, for you to enroll and receive the risk-free enrollment. We do have so many families interested. We're super excited. We have 97 that are interested today, and we already have 40 spots that are guaranteed and reserved. So this means that it's a first come, first serve basis. If we see that these 40 spots fill up, I'll work with my team. We can open more, and that's what we have available. So first come, first serve for those 40 spots. And some really, really exciting news. We have 1 out of every 10 travelers that enroll by tomorrow midnight will win an additional $500 as a travel scholarship off the cost of the tour. So this is super exciting. We'd love everybody to enter. So make sure to do that by tomorrow at midnight to enter to win the scholarship. And how do we do that to enroll? So there's a couple of ways that you can enroll. This easiest here, you can scan the QR code with your camera. That will take you to the link to enroll. We also have this link that is available for you to enroll. We're going to email you this link after the meeting as well. If you're already on your phone and you can't scan it, copy it, we'll email it to you. And you can also call in the traveler support number. This will also be in the email. You can use this tour code. And like I mentioned, if you have any questions, you can call in. And we're also offering a discount of $100 off if you enroll by the deadline. So that's the following Friday. You get the $100 discount and eligible to enroll risk-free. So since we have this really great scholarship opportunity for the 1 out of every travelers, I urge you to go ahead and enroll. Remember, you'll do so risk-free. If you still have questions about the tour, you can call in tomorrow once they're open again, and you are good to go. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We are super excited to see all the interest there is. We'll open up for a few questions so that we can still get everybody out on time. All right, let's open up the floor.
Before we open the floor for questions, just to help us facilitate this, if you do have a question, it would be super helpful for us if you can use the reaction feature to raise your hand. I'm going to model it right now. I don't know if you're seeing my screen, but if I click on reactions and raise hand, it pops up in the corner. Melody just figured it out. So we'll get to Melody's question in just a quick second. But just before we do that, just to reiterate, we have 40 seats available. There are almost 100 families that are interested in this opportunity. In our experience, when we see this kind of interest, these seats tend to go very fast. Remember that enrolling is risk-free. So if you take that QR code, go straight to the enrollment website, put down your deposit, you'll be able to enroll tonight. You'll have 14 days to consider it, but you'll still be qualified for the 1 in 10 $500 scholarship and all the other benefits we've spoken about. So just want to put that out there. And let's hear from Melody. Melody, what's your question?
If her mother wants to chaperone, does she purchase a ticket on this website as well?
Yes,
Parents?
we do
Go ahead.
have parents are welcome to join. And if they wanted to do that, when you go onto the website, you will be able to see the adult pricing. There is a small difference just for adult entrances, meals, things like that. You'll be able to see it and can absolutely join us on tour.
I'm going to add one addenda to that. Thank you, Natasha. The only thing I'll add to that, Melody, is when we say chaperone in our language at EF, it's folks that Ms. Dolan is drawing from the her school community to come along as chaperones. So we invite parents to come along just as travelers and enjoy it, because the chaperones do have responsibilities that are associated with joining the tour. So please just come and join and enjoy the tour with your student. More than welcome.
Thank you.
You got it.
All right, guys, if you do have any questions, please feel free, reach out to me, give me a call. Oh, we have a couple more hands.
Great. Let's hear from Lorelai first.
How do we, if we just want to be a parent and go and not be a chaperone, how do we go about doing that?
Super simple. It's the same website. You just, once you finish your enrollment flow for your student, it'll ask if you want to enroll any additional travelers, and you would just say yes and follow the same